What is up, everyone? It's Lo, Beauty Demon, and we are back to talk about internet BS. I am laughing because today's internet BS actually took me all the way to Facebook. We're going to talk about Gabbie Hanna and the Red Table Talk with the Estevans. Before we get into this though, if you have not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time I post. And please don't send anybody that we talk about in this video any hate, negativity, nothing like that. These are just my thoughts and opinions based on what I'm seeing play out on the internet. So if you have something to say, just shoot it down in the comments below. That's what they're there for. Okay, so if you don't know what the Red Table Talk is, it was actually a show that started on Facebook. It's a Facebook exclusive. It actually was Jada Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow, and then her mother, and they would have, controversial or polarizing figures, and they would come on and they would talk about things. I didn't really watch too much of the ones with Jada Pinkett. I think it's in its off season, and this is a spin-off with the Estevans, Gloria Estefan, her daughter Emily, love her, and her niece Lily Estevan. They usually have like specific topics, and the topic of the episode that we watched, that I watched anyway, was the cancel culture epidemic. Perfect title for this. So 2 of the 3 guests were Perez, Hilton, appropriate, and Gabbie Hanna, and then NYU professor Gabrielle Gambrell. So of course they picked cancel culture because this is a very hotly debated topic. Even politicians in America talk about the dangers of cancel culture. That was one of Jim Bob Duggar's actual political stances, was canceling cancel culture. Anyway, Gloria and her daughter Emily and her niece Lily, they discuss their views. Gloria also discusses how in 1997 she went through her own cancellation of sorts. It wasn't on as such of a grand scale of what we see now on the internet, because in 1997, sure, the internet existed, but social media wasn't like it was. And Gloria Estefan went through her own cancellation in 1997, and I remember this. I don't live in Miami, but I remember hearing that her records were being steamrolled because of an article. Now, I was like 11, so I didn't really know what the article was about. But like I said, that never reached the monumental scale that some cancellations reach nowadays. Then that's how they segue into bringing Perez Hilton in. Back in the day, I would visit Perez Hilton's website pretty frequently. I didn't like how he would talk about a lot of people, but he would have a lot of gossip about celebrities that I was interested in, where they were going out partying and things like that. But like I said, I didn't really like how aggressive he was with some of these people, and I feel like I stopped going to the site when he started hardcore trying to cancel people, because I don't exactly remember any of that kind of stuff. I just remember him talking about Britney Spears and Paris Hilton a lot. And now Perez Hilton is considered one of the most hated people on the internet. Perez went through a cancellation in 2020 via TikTok because he posted a comment and then eventually a TikTok talking about Charli D'Amelio. He did also call out Charli D'Amelio's parents. In the long run, it ended up with him being banned from TikTok. Then they move into something that had been discussed in a previous episode of Red Table Talk, where they talked to a member of the group Fifth Harmony. Emily actually really held his feet to the fire on this. Now, Perez Hilton posted a picture of this musician at this event. I believe it was a private wedding in a photo booth. They had actually Perez had posted a picture of her kissing another girl, essentially outing her sexuality to the public. He admitted that he's addicted to the attention of getting the likes and the views from posting things like that. Also, that he doesn't see anything wrong with it because women's sexuality is so much more fluid. Emily was not having his shit, I agree with her 100%. He cannot talk about the female experience from a male point of view. You have no idea what it's like to be a woman. For him to make such broad statements about women's sexuality overall as a whole and downplay a lot of things, I completely stand with everything that Emily called him out on. So anyway, Perez Hilton just tries to justify his past behavior and, posting this photo. And Lily actually admits, that on her show, El Gordo Le Flaca, I hope I said that right. I don't know Spanish. I never took Spanish classes. But it's like e-news, sort of, in a sense. They probably would have posted that photo. They would have probably gone with that story, because how would they know that that was a private event when it's posted on social media, that in the 20 years that her show has been on, they've definitely posted things that they probably regret on the show now just because times have changed. And then Perez says he knows like he's never gonna be able to fix his public image. Like he's always gonna be a hated person regardless of what he does. He could get rid of everything. He could donate all of his money. People aren't gonna care. They're just always still gonna hate him for what he's done. He will never be able to get away from his past. And that's what they say. They always say your past will catch up with you. And then 12 minutes in, this thing's only like 24 minutes long. They bring Gabbie in and she is fired up because she's been listening to what they've been saying. And I mean, I'm totally right there with her, fired up by all the shit that Perez Hilton has been saying because he is a douchebag that really just can't see the lessons that are happening in front of him, just like other people we talk about. It is very apparent very quickly that this show did no research on Gabbie Hanna, aside from probably looking at her channel to see what's going on there. It's convenient because there's nothing on her channel. She deleted everything. And the Facebook viewers, they don't see anything but her music stuff. So if this is their first introduction to Gabbie Hanna, they will go to find her channel and they'll be like, oh, this is just like some artsy videos. You know, she said she was an artist. There's some music on here. Yeah, this sounds like kind of what she described herself as in here. And there's this one clip that they use for her like narration. This is obviously an old clip. She has pink hair in it. And I'm sure she actually had to like pick this clip and give it to them because when they went to her channel, they were like, well, there's nothing really for us to use now. Can you give us something to work with here? With Gabbie, they go back to the outing through the photograph that Perez posted. She equates this whole thing to like this weird high school metaphor about like announcing things on the PA system. And then Gabbie lies and says Gabbie doesn't make content about other people. Gabbie's channel was a storytime channel where Gabbie would tell stories about herself and other people. And then literally right before Gabbie went on this, we know Gabbie was posting her big expose series on all of these creators and then was like, oh my god, I read Table Talk, so had to delete them all quickly. So it's complete bullshit for Gabbie to say their career isn't based on talking about other people. And then at this point, Gabbie turns to Perez Hilton and says he can't take accountability for anything and he is a hypocrite. And Perez Hilton says, yeah, you too. Like, people say the same thing about you. And I was like, yeah, pot, meet kettle. Like, you guys are two peas in a pod with this. I couldn't believe that Gabbie actually had the nerve to come out and say that to Perez Hilton when that is what literally everybody says to Gabbie Hanna. But what's really interesting is when he says, like, people can go back and do the research.
Many people have come forward accusing you of very hurtful, toxic, cruel things. And people can do their own research.
And if they do, which you'll see, there's nothing there.
Because at this point, I think she had deleted the videos, so if people went to her channel, they wouldn't find any of these drama videos she made. But if people just search for Gabbie Hanna's name, videos probably like mine will come up. More likely than that, videos addressed to Gabbie Hanna from Daniel Prada, from Joey Graceffa. There will be videos about the drama, and there will be tons and tons of videos that are re-uploads of deleted videos, videos talking about specific dramas that have clips from her videos in it. So for Gabbie to say there's nothing there, there's no evidence, just because you deleted it, doesn't mean it's not on the internet forever, and you know that. They do make a brief mention of this series of emotional videos that she did. And then they post this video of her with the pink hair again, alluding to that being the video that she uploaded. And that's not. This thing is so skewed to paint Gabbie in some sort of positive light. I'm not gonna say if Gabbie deserved or deserves to be canceled one way or the other, but regardless, Gabbie has done a lot of problematic things and has caused a lot of drama on the internet. So when Gabbie says, I didn't look for drama, the drama community found me, well, that was because you were doing things that the drama community saw as problematic and wanted to shed light on. And Gabbie says they lost 2 record deals because of drama. Is this 2 other deals not one of the ones where you were like, no, I don't make pop music anymore, I make rock music, so you lost that record deal? Are these 2 other deals? How does somebody secure 3 record deals and still has not actually put out a full-length album like ever. And then at the 19-minute and 50-second mark, they bring in the NYU communications professor, Gabrielle Gambrell, and she talks a lot about, she talks about a lot of things. They really didn't give her a lot of time, but she crams a lot in, and I feel like it's definitely more interesting than like some of the stuff that Gabbie and Perez Hilton said, because they just share a lot of their stories. But she actually talks about perception. She brings up things like Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, how perception of these people, their cancellations could be very severe, or in some circles, like people don't see them as being canceled at all. A lot of things that she said really resonated with me. One important thing she said is that nobody is perfect, but I would recommend, at least if you are going to watch any of it, watch the last segment with her, 19-minute, 50-second mark. That's like right when she comes in. It's all very interesting. I will link the whole thing down below. But overall, I see what I think Gabbie is doing now. Gabbie deleted all of her other videos except for her music videos. Gabbie is trying to rebrand solely as like an artist and a musician using Facebook. It could be a really great way to reach a whole new audience, because when I think of Facebook, I think of users that are really confined onto Facebook. A lot of people don't really know about like other YouTube celebrities that use Facebook. When I post my videos on my Facebook, a lot of my Facebook friends are like, I don't know who any of these people are, but I'm still gonna watch it because it's you and I want to support you. And including the videos where I'm talking about Gabbie Hanna, they literally have no idea who she is. So Gabbie is able to reach potentially a whole new group of people, build their music career on Facebook. And I did go and look at her Facebook profile. It's so weird to say in a YouTube video, but she doesn't have a lot of posts. There are like a few old tagged photos, nothing like wild or anything, but I think like maybe she should start going like live over there and stuff. Remember like Trisha was trying to hide for a little bit and would go and do lives on Facebook. I did look through the comments a little bit, and a lot of these people, like I said, they don't know who Gabbie Hanna is, but sprinkled through are people that are calling Gabbie out or calling out Red Table Talk and saying, you should have did your research. This girl is not the person that you thought she was to bring onto this. And then there were people in there that were like kind of educating people about who Gabbie Hanna was, and then there were Gabbie Hanna stands fighting these people. It was definitely looked like the comment section of a lot of YouTube drama videos. It was kind of surreal in a sense. I'll also say I'm not a huge fan of Facebook's watch service. The video, it doesn't rewind like as well. It froze up my phone a little bit. So, I mean, I know they're kind of like new with this stuff, but they've been having videos on there for a while. So I guess they should make it a little more intuitive. It's just like my review of Facebook Watch in general. And that is it for today's video. Remember, if you have not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.